Welcome to this $7 million transitional house that we got to style in only a couple of days. Guys, it's filled with so many beautiful features. I can't wait to show you. Come on inside. Standing in the front foyer right now, and as you can see, we have really tall ceilings here. We're almost about 11 feet tall, and that is really nice space to be standing in, I have to say. It does not feel claustrophobic at all. And then on my right here, we have our gorgeous living room, which was completely empty when I came in for the consultation. And for those of you who want to see the whole process of our styling take place within just a few days, make sure you go onto our website, stylewithsanaz.com, and register there because our content is coming your way very soon. So now's the time to do that because there is a lot that takes place to get us to where we are right now. And now let's start with our living room. So I'm standing in the formal living room right now. And guys, this space is so beautiful. You have a really gorgeous window here that gives in a lot of natural light. And given the fact that the walls were a little bit darker and we were not going to be painting because of our time limit, and obviously the clients wanted to get the house on the market a little bit quicker, we had to deal with what was here, which is a nice neutral color. It's a little bit of a khaki color. So I decided to bring a lot of warm tones into the room. For example, our sofa here is in a white fabric. And then I've carried on that tone with our rug and our shades over here. Now there's a story behind this right here because when I came in for my initial consult, I wanted to do 2 accent chairs and an accent table. And this is why it's so important for you to take photos at your consultations because when I went through my photos, I decided, wait a second, this house is so big that 2 accent chairs here are not going to create an impact for the space. So I decided to use a chaise with an accent table. Still be mindful of the fact that I have a walkway here that people would most likely want to walk through the living room and into the dining room. So you definitely don't want to be cluttering up and blocking any spaces. So I really love the way everything played out, and I'm telling you, when you're in tune with your project and you're mindful of everything just kind of falls into place the way that it should. And I'll show you this. So we had these sconces here that were not going anywhere because we were not going to have any repairs done on the walls. So I had these bronze sconces, and then I thought, okay, so if I'm going to be accessorizing this and I want to make the house look a little bit more contemporary, bring it out of that whole fully traditional vibe, what materials can I use to accent and complement that? Well, I came up with doing the brass finish. It's more of an antiqued brass and an aged brass versus a real shiny gold. And then I have my end tables, which are actually the exact same match of these sconces here. So between the brass and the antique bronze and some of the white natural materials, everything just kind of fell into place nicely together. And accenting to the natural materials and wanting to lighten up the room, obviously with our sofa, I thought, wouldn't it be nice instead of doing like glass table lamps to do something like these with the natural stone material, and that would really contrast off of your walls and your end tables and just kind of create that neutral vibe. I love the grandness of this property. Guys, French doors leading into this beautiful office space. This office was done many years ago, but it's such a timeless design that even today, with our styling, it's transformed into something that's really magazine worthy. So a space that's timeless consists of a few things. Keeping it simple is actually always a good idea because then it'll never go out of style. This office, the color is more of a warmer brownish tone. I believe it's the Kensington from Benjamin Moore. And I love the shaker finish on the cabinets. I think it's really clean looking, really simple looking. And again, it's timeless because it's not overly done and it's not completely underdone. Now, working with some of the elements and features that we could not change, for example, the stained glass at the top, it brings in a lot of character and we had to work with that. So brought in a lot of black accessories with some chrome and silver finishes, some natural elements to kind of bring off that country / transitional vibe, and at the same time keeping it modern and our accents. For example, our table here done in a black finish with a gray marble top, our gorgeous barrel back chairs, bringing in a little bit of color in here. I absolutely love this office space. I feel like it could almost be like a living room. That's how comfortable and cozy it is in here. My team did a fantastic job accessorizing this space. Really, to accessorize wall units like this is not an easy thing. It actually consists of planning and a lot of accessories going in bins and then coming here and playing around with it. But the team did a fantastic job pulling this together because it's not overly done and it's not understated either. So we used a lot of white elements to neutralize everything and some blacks as well. So it kind of blends in with the dark paint finish in the wall unit. And then obviously you have your accent tones. This office is probably one of my favorites that we've done till today. And now our formal dining room. So again, one of the elements here that we had to work with was the light fixture here. We were not replacing any lights, even though I think it would have been a great add-on to the house to replace some of the light fixtures and make it a little bit more contemporary. But we didn't and we couldn't. So we have a very traditional light fixture here, but we went a little bit more contemporary transitional with our furniture. So I did a glass top table here, and the reason for that is, one, our walls are a little bit dark. Two, there isn't so much natural light in here. And three, we have a really medium honey colored hardwood floor here that if I did a dark table, it just kind of would have clashed together and it would have been too much wood. So I wanted to break up the wood a little bit and create a little bit more of a modern aesthetic. So we decided to do the glass top table with the chrome legs, white chairs, 8 of them, and then more modern contemporary accessories. Obviously my favorite are moss bowls, but done in the white bowl versus the typical black that you usually see. And now we're going towards the family room and kitchen area. And we had this space was a little bit of a challenge for us in creating something special. And for those of you who are signed up for our stylewithsanaz.com premium content, you're going to see in the console what the discussion was about here. But it turned out really nice, and I love how we made use of this space. And now we're standing in the family room. So this was a big open space with really no character to it. And now that it's styled, I really, really love it. And I feel like it's one of my other favorite rooms of this house because the color coordination just turned out so nice and harmonious in here. So we have this olive green paint color on the walls, and we have this honey colored floor. So what do you do with that? I mean, do you go light? Do you go super dark? We kind of went in between and created real harmony between all of the colors that are existing in here. And we brought in a little bit of like a warmer gray. So it's not a cool gray, it's more of like a brownish gray that really looks beautiful against the paint here. I mean, if you look at it on this side, you'll see how these two really, there's harmony between them. It's not such a big contrast between your sofa and the dark colored wall. And in lightening up our sofa a little bit, we decided to use some lighter colored decorative pillows just to give it a little bit of a punch. And again, create that warmth at the same time clean look. Once we distinguished that we wanted to work with the warmer grays, I decided to then do a tone on tone. So brought in a little bit more gray, a little bit of a darker gray ottoman leather piece as my coffee table. I wanted it to be a substantial piece because this is a very big room. We have a sofa in the window, a love seat just behind you, and 2 accent chairs. And in choosing these chairs was another kind of not a challenge, but a fun play with furniture, because I got to do a little bit of a lighter tone, more of like a warmer white cream color that looks really nice with a warm gray. And also, if you notice, our rug on the floor is a really nice complement with this. One of my biggest goals when I'm styling a property for sale is to definitely have gorgeous furniture where it looks staged, but at the same time, for it to be so warm and welcoming that people actually wonder, does somebody actually live here? Because it looks like a home. It looks very welcoming and it does not look cold and sterile. Like some of the staging projects that I've seen that really look staged. What you want to do is create a vibe for people. So when they come in, it doesn't look like you're trapping them into something that doesn't exist. This is a house. This is a space that when people come into and they sit here, and I've said this to you before in my videos, I always see pillows all over the place because when people come here, they feel like it's their house, they feel like it's their room, and that's the vibe you want to give them. You want them not to leave the room and just want to stay here and have a glass of wine all day long. So we ended up turning this very traditional kitchen into something of a contemporary setting. Because of the furniture I picked, we didn't make any changes in the cabinetry, hardware, lighting, nothing, as you all know. Definitely, I would have liked to replace this light fixture in here, and I had a long talk about it at my consultation. But what we did instead was we put in a table that's a little bit more contemporary looking with black chairs. Now, why do you think I did black and not white? I wanted to bring in more of that cool mood, that kind of contemporary look, modern look, to change the whole vibe in here. And it actually did the job because you have the dark countertops with the black bar stools. It kind of blends in. If I had done something of like a chrome or a white or any other finish, it would have shown, it would have been too much of a contrast and it would have been another element added to what's already here. So you want to tone it down, want to make it more minimalistic. So choose the colors that are already existing and add to that. This was another area we had a whole conversation about, but I'm not going to go there because you're not subscribed yet. Now, coming up to the second floor, we have a lot of bedrooms. But actually what we have here in this corner is a little nook. Automatically became one of my favorites in this house because check this out. It's like away from the rest of the house. You get this little seating area where you can just sit here, read a book, sit on your phone, do whatever, and you're not being bothered by anybody. What I love about this space is the Colford ceiling, which is probably about like 13 feet high. And it just feels so grand in here. Love the windows, love this space. This is definitely a nook that you could be sitting here and relaxing in. Do you guys want to see a really large bedroom? Come inside here because this room is huge. Check this out. We have a full king size setup here with our really large nightstands. They're about 30 inches wide and you still have ample amount of room on either side of your nightstands. So we decided to play with the warmer grays again up here because I just felt like it totally goes with the vibe of the house with the paint colors. It all worked out really nicely together. And the other thing was we needed a sitting space. So a sofa, love seat like this would definitely do the trick when you're trying to fill up your bedroom. So for all of you that have oversized bedrooms like this, consider doing a love seat in front of your bed instead of a bench. And it really gives you more usable space. So you don't really have that dead space, making your room look too empty. So we decided to do our 2 walnut coffee tables here. And you might be wondering why I did this. And the reason is, again, I didn't want to bring in another material, another element into the room. So what I did was I matched up the coffee table with the hardwood color. Do you guys see the harmony between this and how well it goes together? So again, consider doing that when you want to neutralize certain items, because not every item needs to pop, not every item needs to stand out. Some items are meant to be kind of washed into the rest of the room so that you can allow the other space and the other pieces show themselves. And now the other side of our bedroom, we have a beautiful mantle fireplace. Again, not much upgrades done here, but with our styling, we really revamped the space, made it look a lot more updated. So we did an accent chair and accent table here. And the reason for that, guys, is because on this side, this is your walking area. So whoever's walking by here, you're gonna have full view of this corner right here. So I definitely didn't want to leave it empty. So now we have a nice sitting area with some artwork, some decoratives on the mantle, just to kind of bring some warmth and life to the space. With our accent chair, a little flower arrangement. And one of the things that I like about this house, some of their curtains are really nice and they go well with the space, like this one. Well guys, thank you for joining us on this home tour. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw here and a little bit of a change from our usual modern setting. I want you guys to go onto our website, stylewithsanaz.com, and sign up for the premium package, because that's where you're gonna find out how and why we did everything we did in this property and how it came to be this absolutely gorgeous, magnificent piece of property that's gonna be sold in no time. And you guys, please like the video, comment below, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.